Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. What was I telling you for the past 2 days? I was telling you that the situation in Ukraine is over, and since the Ukrainians started talking about security guarantees for Ukraine, which was yesterday, today I posted a video in which Ukraine lays down its six demands to start the peace process with Russia. Aren't these steps that they are very much inclined to discuss how the war ends? I would say yes. Well, this article right here, it's another step on my little mountain slope. You remember when I said you start with a little piece of news, and then another one more aggressive, another one more disclosure, and at the end is the guy on the top of the mountain with a bullhorn megaphone and says, hey, we want peace, we lost. Well, but they can't say it right now. They just go slowly, and then they have to prepare the little fish so they don't get scared, spooked, because then when you go and fish or wait, if you make noises, they all of a sudden they get spooked. You just little by little, and then they come closer. You don't want to make too much noise. Fishing analogies here. All right. So this is the article, very important article, very revealing. And it comes from Reuters. And it comes, it says like this. U.S. urges citizens to leave Ukraine. Why? If it's all good and the Ukrainians are winning, the Russians are losing, why would you urge them to leave? It's something that's coming, it's imminent? I think so. Story. Ukrainian president, no, the president of Ukraine, the handler of Ukraine, Zelensky, was defiant on Tuesday. He doesn't want to give up power. That's what it is. Vowing a tough response on Russian forces if they attack on or around his country's Independence Day. As Ukraine is also set, to mark 6 months since Russia's invasion, there's concerns among Ukrainian and allied officials that Russia would target civilians and government infrastructure in the next few days. The U.S. Embassy has urged its citizens to leave Ukraine immediately. Now. Zelensky also vowed Ukraine would restore its rule over the Crimea region annexed by Russia in 2014. We will get Crimea back. Okay. Is the boy who cried wolf too many times. When? Oh, we're not going to let you know when. That's what they said. All right. Zelensky's comments came as leaders of dozens of countries and international organizations were taking part in a so-called Crimean platform, most of them by video, in solidarity with Ukraine on the 6-month anniversary of the invasion. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken was among them. So it says we must continue to insist that Crimea, blah, blah, blah. Now fears of intensified Russian attacks follow the killing of Daria Dugina, the daughter of prominent Russia ultra-nationalist. All right, whatever. The thing is, they think they want to say, oh, because of that, they will retaliate. But I thought they don't have the means to retaliate. So now they can, all of a sudden they can leave Ukraine. You see how they expose themselves, these weasels, the mass media and the so-called politicians, the handlers. They expose themselves because sometimes they put certain things that they oppose to one another. They contradict one another. And people like you and I figured it out. Or at least, hey, we ask questions. How could the Russians intensify their efforts when you already said that they're depleted and they're at the maximum of their rave, acceleration and RPM? They can't more than that. The pedal is to the floor. What are you going to do? This is what they told us for about, 3 months, 6 months already. And we find out that they might be able to do it. So that means they still have resources. Now, which one is it, boy? It can be both. All right, so she was killed in a car bomb near Moscow. Okay, authorities have told Ukrainians to work from home when possible, from Tuesday to Thursday, also urging them to take air raid warning seriously and seek shelter when siren sound. I think it's scare tactic also. But what can you do? Well, Kiev has banned large public gatherings until Thursday. Today, fearing crowds would become targets. So that's with the Independence Day, I guess. Everybody should leave. Now, why would you say as a US government to leave Ukraine immediately? It was not Kiev, right? It was US. Let's see, again, I don't want to talk BS here, okay? Yeah, the US Embassy has urged its citizens to leave Ukraine immediately. Why would they leave Ukraine immediately? Because Russians will retaliate? I thought they don't have the means. I'm telling you, I think that it's just, this is possibly, I interpret it as being a sign. This is, I mean, when do you tell people to leave a country? When that's something major happens over there. You're not going to tell, oh, leave for 3 days until, I don't know, the festivities end. No, leave the country. That means something that will take time to come back to whatever it was before. It's about to occur. Don't you? I mean, remember when it was, I don't know, Vietnam, and they say, well, go, Saigon, everybody leaves. Leave the country. And usually that's what they do. The embassies, that's what they do. They announce their citizens in the countries wherever they, and not only, leave the country. That means something that is very, harmful is about to occur. Well, they didn't say just go protect yourselves, go in the basement. The Russians are gonna just, rain on you a few missiles and rockets. I take this as a third sign, as I said. First, the security guarantees that they were talking about. They've never talked about this after the meeting in Ankara, I think it was, in Turkey, under the watchful eye and leadership of Erdogan. And when the Ukrainians said this, they said we need security guarantees, and then when they came back to Kiev the next day, the Ukrainians forgot to say, no, everything, no, zero, no. So someone must have made a decision for them and say, what are you talking about? You went over there and negotiated? Is this what you did? Go and clean your room. So yes, I'm thinking the same thing here. As there was the first one. The second one, I made a video with the Ukrainians six preconditions, demands before they start the negotiations. Like they laid out the foundation, the basics. Not details yet. The details will be another 55 demands and others. But the Russians can't have any because they're the bad dudes. Well, you're with the bloody nose and you think you're going to impose your demands on Russia and the partners. That's how they call them, the partners, the handlers. So who pulls the strings here? We know it's not you. You just do what you're told to do and stay over there and know your place. Let's put it this way. So we'll find. This is the third one. The Americans tell, leave Ukraine. Why? If it's so safe and we're winning. Did they tell leave Ukraine to American citizens, the ones that are also fighting, or just civilians? Just kidding. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.